now we'll talk about where we met.
Yeah.
Fias, yeah.
Or 20, I think it was 2017 when I moved over, working for the meal company, and I'm starting from scratch. So I was like trying to do social media stuff. They had one location, and for me, I like to have a lot of things going on, just how the owner did. I want to know each and every single detail of what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and all that stuff. So I basically dug in to help him build his business, and within that first full year, the financials, we went from like, I think it was like 850K to like 1.4 million. And you've seen the growth firsthand, because we were working in Orlando, trying to do tastings and just adding locations to our route to drop off meals. Seeing that type of growth and understanding the back end helped me to where I'm at now. Like, gave me so many different skills, being able to multitask, setting systems up in place so it's almost automated to where you just have to manage it a little bit. Like, all those different skill sets that it takes years to learn. In that first year, I just soaked it all up.
Because that's a challenging task. You're talking perishable goods, doing 5,000 meals a week. That's big.
A lot.
And you're running, I was there, so I know you're running most of it.
Just taking my time to learn it. And because I didn't take my time to learn all the gym stuff and just trying to go out too fast, it humbled me big time to see somebody who's built something up to that big. And like, you know how the owner was. Like, for me, I looked up to him because he's good at talking sales and all that stuff. And I was like, I wanna, like, he's successful, I wanna be like him. So I soaked everything up I could. The year after, I think it was 2018 is when we first met, right? And that's when we ended up trying to work together. And I remember the New York thing, that was when you were up there. That whole thing was just all over the place. But you start noticing things when you're around people, if they're like, legit. And, you know, little things here and there, just little red flags and stuff. And come 2019, it fell all apart.
So I'll touch on that, because it's a big part of my story. And, you know, work with Fias, and, you know, when I decided that we're gonna move to New York, mentioned it, and we decided that we were gonna open up a Fias in New York. We all went to go visit New York, connected Fias with someone that I knew in New York that had a store. He was gonna let go of the store and kept the store because of this deal that we were gonna make. I remember it was right before New Year's Eve.
Yep.
I pack up a U-Haul because I wanted to be there for the New Year's rush. Just me and my dog. My wife was gonna come later. We move over to New York, and the owner of Fias just backs out. And that was a huge lesson for me, because I put all my eggs into one basket. And it wasn't my basket. So learning the difference between investing in yourself and putting all your energy into yourself, your basket is different from putting all your energy and all your eggs into somebody else's basket. But
and I remember texting you. I think we texted or called, and I was talking about it, like, for that person to say it was me and your fault on the miscommunication. It was just like,
nah, man,
just
you
like
saw me move to New York.
It was just like mind-boggling for us to have to go through that, knowing that we have no control, and the whole deal is set up on this person negotiating with the guy that owned the retail location. So after your situation, early 2019, we do Wadapalooza, and all this, you know, stuff on the back end is just, I seen it firsthand. Like, everything was just, I can tell it was about to blow up. Just jumping into things too early. We did Wadapalooza we shouldn't have. We ended up pulling like 145K that weekend, but we still lost a lot because all the people traveling and all this stuff coming down. And a few months after that is when we reached out to a company, or they reached out to us, I can't remember, but we were negotiating selling it, and me and the owner would have jobs basically running the whole gym setting. That blew up because nothing on the back end. This taught me know your numbers inside and out the most, because at the end of the day, if somebody's trying to acquire your company, they don't give a shit. You know, you can bleep that out. But they don't care if the numbers aren't right and set and things looking shady, like you can blow the deal up. So at this same time, me and my girl just started dating a month and a half in, we found out we were having a baby. So everything happened fast, which I'm glad it did, because we were both, like, we are perfect together. It just, the universe came together.
You told me you loved her even before that. Like,
bro, it's like, it wasn't planned at all, but it turned out to be the best, the biggest blessing for like ever. So that happened. So now I got a baby on the way. I can see this deal blowing up. The company's about to go under because we're running out of cash, missing payments on people and all this stuff. So just seeing all this whirlwind. So now I contact the owner of the other company and say, look, if he blows this deal up, like, I need a job, so I'm coming to work for you. He said, okay. The day I saw it blowing up, I told him, I was like, I saw they posted a job offering, like, I'm taking it if we can't get this deal done, because I got a baby on the way, period. He, said his words and basically said, I won't be able to ever provide for my family, and I still keep that in my head. I saw him last week in a gas station, actually. We don't talk at all. But I always keep that in the back of my mind whenever I randomly see him driving around or whatnot. And just, like, success is, like, proving somebody wrong, and by succeeding is, like, the ultimate revenge. Because now it's like, the last thing you said to me was, I won't ever be able to provide for my daughter. Like, I'm gonna make sure I show you. Like there's nothing in my way that's gonna stop me. I leave, this company says they're gonna hire me. I drive down, my girl drives me down. I pick up the company vehicle, drive it back. 2 weeks go by, and they don't send me any paperwork or anything. I'm not on payroll or whatnot. Like, I literally left all the eggs in one basket, because I went from FIAs and did that. Now I've seen it blow up. Now I'm going to this company. They never set a deal up on their end to get me on payroll and whatnot. So I ended up leaving the truck in the driveway. They had to drive up, pick it up, take it back. I told her, I was like, don't worry about it, I'm done. So I went, from the time I left the company, 6 weeks. And mind you, I'm an athlete from 8th grade. Like, all I knew was work hard, college, athlete, and then personal training all the way up to then. I'd never been without a job. I went 6 weeks, bro, with a baby on the way. We moved in with my brother-in-law in this small little 10 by 10 room. She's pregnant, grown up, she can't work. Luckily, thank God, she has some money saved up over the years. But talk about, like, just going crazy. Like, bro, I remember crying myself to sleep every night, because I sent out like 20, 30 resumes a day online, just going to places. But after that 6 weeks, I was like, all right, I don't care what it is. My girl found somebody who was a bouncer, ended up going there and getting that job. So I was bouncing at the time. Found another guy who's laying roofing tiles, and I still got a video on my phone of the Air Force Base. We were laying clay tile. And so I did that, and it's like, that was my rock bottom. Knowing that, like, I got a college degree, I was this CrossFit Games athlete, like, doing all these things. Now I'm laying tiles with these, and no disrespect to these, but there are people on different levels that want to, like, keep pushing. Some people just do stuff because they just, like, they don't want nothing better. But I know what I'm capable of. Like, my potential is way more than laying tiles and kicking people out of clubs. Mm-hmm. So doing that, I was just grateful that I can bring money in and provide for my family, like help her pay bills and my brother-in-law.
I'll tell you what, so a lot of people won't do that. So a lot of people won't humble themselves to lay brick, to bounce, to do these things, and then they'll sit down and they'll either collect unemployment or, they'll just say, woe is me, and won't figure it out. So I'm proud of you for actually putting your pride aside. Someone who has a college degree, who was a CrossFit Games athlete, who owned a gym before, who ran a company before, and you manned up. You had a baby on the way and you manned up. And I'm proud of you for that, man.
Thank you. Yeah, that's probably my most proud moment of myself too, because I did step up for my daughter in a big way and my girl. The best part about it is I didn't complain once. I made sure in my mind, I locked in, like, if this is my rock bottom, like, I only can go up from here, period. So, like, let's lock in, keep working on opportunities outside of here, because something's gonna come up. And just focus on working hard, making money, doing a great job, and just being blessed that I got a job. Because I went 6 weeks of no work. Like, that just threw me all over. I never want to deal with that again. My old buddy, they used to come in, he's a bodybuilder, pharmaceutical guy. He used to pull up in his Audi, my age, or our age. We used to talk all the time about bodybuilding stuff, and he told me he was in pharmaceuticals. So I texted him, I was like, hey bro, like I'm struggling over here. Like, and we didn't know each other that good, but you know, we stayed connected. I was like, I don't know if you can guide me in the right direction of how to get into pharmaceuticals or whatnot, but like I'm struggling, like I need a job, I'm working these two. So he asked me, he was like, send me your resume. I'd never done a resume. My resume is CrossFit Games. I can get in any gym and train. For real, that's for real. Like that's,
I know.
That's all I needed. And then, you know, I got a degree in kinesiology. So like for personal training certs and all, like I got a degree. So that was my way to get into gyms. Reached out to him. I was like, how'd you get into pharma? Like, I need some help. Just tell me the pathway and I'll go get it. He said, I went to Enterprise first, and he's in pharma 5-6 years at the time. He's like, I was at Enterprise first, worked there for, I think 3 or 4 years. And then he ended up landing his first pharma job and then just working his way up. Now he's like really killing it in higher up positions. But he told me that. I go on LinkedIn, search Enterprise, and they just had a spot open up in Melbourne, Florida. You talk about timing.
Yep.
Just had a spot. I interviewed for it. I landed the job. And being older, they like kids right out of college. Yep. Do an intern and then come right in, or they come right out of college, go right in. I had to sell myself. I told my story. I was like, listen, I'm literally laying bricks right now and working a nightclub. Like, I need something that's gonna be long term. Land in that position. And then I was working all 3 jobs at the same time. And that
I remember that.
Bro, and that was like, that was when I really had to lock in. My girl, she knew, like, our relationship took a huge step back, and she knew it. Like, I need to focus on making us money so we can move out of her brother's place. So I would work 4 or 5 days a week, Enterprise, 4 or 5 days a week, laying tiles on my off days during the week from Enterprise, and then bouncing 4 nights a week. So I was getting 3-4 hours of sleep. I was drinking 4 or 5 Bang energy drinks a day because I was so tired. I was eating cold canned chili because that's all we can afford. 79 cents a can. I would get 2 of them every day and eating it on the roof. Like, that was my life. Like, just going nonstop, selling cars. And luckily, I only did that 2 months with all 3, because the first month I finished top 5 in the country, in the Orlando area for sales, our metrics, and the second one I finished top 3. And the pharmaceutical company I worked for before the job I have now, they out of nowhere reached out to me. I landed that position, and now you're talking about going from 3 jobs, making like, I made like 40, I think like 42,000 that year. So now I have the capability to make over 6 figures for the first time in my life. So like, I remember getting that phone call from my old boss after going through the whole interview process. And she was like, we're gonna offer you the job. I remember my girl screaming in the background because she was so excited. Like, I still to this day, and she has a video of it too. Like
you just keep giving me chills.
Right, bro,
cool.
like,
Keep going, dude.
It's just crazy to think about. It's almost like you see like a Rocky movie, like he's killing it and he goes down, falls apart, and then makes his way back up. Like, that's what I feel like my life is now, because of like all the stuff I've been through. Like, I just keep punching away and trying to, like, I'm trying to reach my potential. And I got so many different reasons behind, like, backing me up. Like, I can't fail. That's not even an option. To go from asking him for help to being at Enterprise for 2 months while working 2 other jobs, to landing that pharmaceutical job, like a random idea, a random text, and he was open enough. He was like, so many people hit me up and I just blow them up because they don't take the necessary steps. He was like, you're the first person like I actually put time into, because you kept texting me and like asking questions. So yeah, I did that 2 years, crushing it, making 6 figures. And I actually left 4 months ago and got reached out the same exact way they reached out to me. This company I'm with for a medical device, insulin pumps. They reached out to me, same thing. I just networked beforehand, got everybody on my side, told my story. Now I've been with this company and we've been crushing it.
And this was a higher position than
yeah. So it's the same position, but device money is way different. So like financially, it's even better.
That's awesome.
So, but it's because I just locked in and just focused, like trying to get my skill set down. Like, I know how to network with people and bring value and service. Like, I always come from that perspective. I don't want to be a salesy type person. So again, from 6 weeks of no work to where I'm at now is so mind blowing. And knowing that my daughter doesn't have to struggle.
It's the best feeling.
Yeah, like she gets up in the morning, sometimes if she's awake, like I'll play with her, make her, change her diaper and give her drink juice and bananas and not play with her. Like, I need to make sure I set us up over the next, like, my goal is the next 7 years. By the time I hit 40, like, we're solid.
And you're doing it.
And
you're on track.
Just executing. But the journey to get here, man, it's been incredible.
And we talk a couple times a week, so I've seen it. I saw you at your lowest, and I see you now, and I see you as a dad, as a husband.
Man, that's the best job.
It's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Well, your biggest piece of advice for someone who is going through the struggle right now, and someone who was where we were, what would you tell them, or what would you tell yourself when you were going through the struggle?
I would say, like, the few things is, like, you can't lose faith in yourself. Like, once you do that, you're giving up, period. Because I could have, when I had that space of no job for 6 weeks, like you said, I didn't go for unemployment or anything. Like, my mindset, I know, like, where I grew up, that's what most people would do. No, I need to figure this out. So, like, not giving up on yourself, like, putting the time in. Like, if you're going through that struggle, it's something that you're missing, like a small piece of information that once you figure it out, like, you just take off. So, like, now, like, I'm listening, I drive 1,000, 1,400 miles a week now. But in between work, I'm listening to podcasts on investing, like all these different things. I'm absorbing so much information because it's one piece of information that takes me from a 6-figure job to a 7-figure net worth. Like, that is real like that. And especially over the pandemic, like this whole lockdown and stuff, it showed, like, if I would have known what I know now, I would be retired right now.
Same. I'd say it.
Because it's just crazy. Like, now,
some people made some real money.
Yeah, like
during the
insane
pandemic.
money, and not this GameStop stuff. Like, legit, like structured, disciplined trades and investments. But I would say that, like, as long as you don't give up on yourself and exhaust every resource, like, because I had nothing, and I started reaching out to people I knew, found the right opportunity, and now I'm at where I'm at. Going from working 3 jobs.
And I'll touch on that. Like, how is the universe gonna know what you want if you can't say it?
Yeah.
You can't ask.
Yeah. Bro, I believe in that so much. Like, you have to put it out there. Like it makes, like, whether you believe in God or the universe, and I say both, because I'm not religious, I'm spiritual, because I just got a whole different belief on, that stuff. But, like, the only way you speak it, like writing it down and speaking it, I believe those 2 things you have to do, because it's something in your brain that just, you flip that switch where, like, all right, we're gonna figure out how to make it happen.
Yeah.
So
I've seen it happen. Like, I'll write something down, and it's not real till I write it. And then once I write it down, I'll see the steps just start appearing. And almost like a movie. Like,
that's why I said I feel like my life is a movie, because I'm like, I set these goals up. Back when I was in pharma, like, I'm setting all these goals up before the device, and when I got into enterprise, I was trying to get into device first. So, like, it's crazy how, like, I had to get my base with 2 years of pharma, learn the system, made all the connections, and now I'm the perfect fit for this role, because I'm dealing with patients, which takes me back to personal training gym days. Like, I'm great with relationships. The structure part and multitasking of FIAs, all the back end things, like, that set me up for that. And then 2 years of pharma to learn the actual system. So you talking about all these failures in that 3.5, 4 year span of the gym all the way up to the end of the meal company made me the perfect person for this role right here.
Oh, that's so important.
Bro, it's so crazy when I look back, it's like, that helped me with this. And it's, people see me, like, my clinical, she works with me, she's like, how do you pick stuff up so fast? Because I've worked with companies or been in situations where I had to learn that ahead of time. It's a different idea or topic, but it's the same, like, foundational piece. So, like, it's lessons all around. Yeah. But yeah, back to your point is faith in yourself and then exhausting every resource. And the hard work is nothing if you don't have strategy behind it. Like, you can't work at McDonald's for 20 years expecting to be successful. Like, you have to strategize, learn what's around you, exhaust every resource, like save your money. Like, it's strategy behind all that stuff.
I agree.